In today's society, it is so hard to find good people. I've been pondering the human experience recently, pondering the things that we have to deal with on a consistent basis throughout our lives, contemplating society, contemplating the plight of the average person. What does that look like? The things we have to deal with. And there's a lot of harsh realities around that. The more I think about it, death is not as miserable as we think it is. Only those that are afraid of the unknown, afraid of death itself, are the only ones that fear death and think it's a horrible thing. And when I say that, guys, I'm not saying I'm contemplating self-deletion. So I need you guys to calm down. I'm just giving you guys and venting my real, actual thoughts. This is going to be a really thoughtful video. It's just like what 50 Cent said in that song, Many Men. Death gotta be easy because life is hard. If you make the wrong decisions in life, life can be quite long and it can be quite miserable. Sometimes you probably wished you were deceased. So what I've noticed about society and dealing with people today, and when I'm talking about my experience, I'm talking about in the Western culture, in the cities, in the West, I notice a consistent engagement. I keep encountering this on a mass scale. If something keeps happening, either it's the society or it's you. So I keep noticing and keep engaging with, on a consistent basis, of people that are lying, cheating, and deceiving. Now, to the fools, to the nice people, to the people that look for the good in people, they're going to overlook these things. They're not going to notice the true nature, the true ruthlessness, the true evil that are in people. And that's one of the things about the truth. It's hard for you to be happy, like I said on a previous video, because you know so much. You can't unsee the truth. And so, if you're a nice person in this world trying to be good all the time, you will get used and abused, because that's how people make their money. That's how people get over and get what they want out of life, by using the good. It's amazing to me, and I've only been on earth for 26 years, about to be 27 years, but I've seen quite a bit and observed quite a bit. People change tremendously. Just when you think you know somebody or you know someone, they throw you a curveball. They do something that you would not expect. I've recently had an encounter with a person. I'm not going to go too far deep into the conversation, but they did something to my other friend that I just couldn't understand. Why you would actually go that deep in the disrespect when you two are supposed to be friends. I think we use friends too much. I think we need to go back to using acquaintance, because that's more an accurate term for the people that you're dealing with. You can think that you're dealing with actual friends until you actually need help, and then they can't help you, or don't want to help you, or you put them in position and then they use it and abuse it, making you look bad and making them look bad, and now you have trust issues. People try to shame you out of having, you're like, oh, you're jaded, you're just all of that. It's just like, no, I'm not jaded. Why are you so openly trusting of people? I don't understand it. How are you trusting people without verifying, without vetting them properly? It doesn't make any sense. But these are people with low IQ, the stupid people that can't see the hidden motives and stuff, right? This is my Sigma-ness is coming out. People change up, guys, and I'm not the only one that notices this. And I'm sure if you ask, I'm probably gonna ask my dad this the next phone call, but because the older men, they've been known this, and this is why we ask for the wisdom of them. But just in my short period of time of 26 years, I've seen a lot, noticed a lot that the average person doesn't notice. So I've seen good people turn bad. This is normally the situation where you get used for being good. You keep being trusting, and people keep using it against you and using you, and all of a sudden now you get sick of it and you turn into the bad person. The villain origin story. Now, the thing is, that makes sense as to why you would be a villain, but here's the thing that you don't understand. Now, since you turn into the villain, now you're being bad to good people. So you just created the cycle in which you stemmed from your origin story started. You started being good and you got used and turned into the villain. Now you're the villain, and now you're using and abusing good and bad people, keeping the cycle going. Hurt people. But one thing I have noticed, once you cross over into that villain space, once you've maybe started off, and maybe that's just your nature being a villain, you never cross back into being noble, honorary. You stay on the lying, cheating, deceiving side forever. That's one thing I have noticed, and people are what they are. And I keep saying that, guys, but this is one of the fundamentals of knowing people. Their past matters. Why? Because it's an indication of their future. If you were good in the past, you'd be good in the future. Now, we can get into all the critical thinking pieces of, felonies and all of that. Maybe you were just trying to survive. Maybe you were actually just ruthless. And anyway, that's a different kind of video. But generally speaking, once you cross over into being the villain, being the bad person, always lying, cheating, and deceiving everyone you meet, you never go back. It's like a drug addict. You can try to fight the high and fight the addiction for a week, but eventually you're going to relapse. So there's 3 areas in which you're going to consistently see lies, deceiving, and cheating all over the place. Business, and when I say business, I'm talking about from the level of boss and employee. I'm sure you guys who have started businesses and shit, at this point, the way the economy is, I don't see any other way out of it except starting a business. So if you're not in the entrepreneurial mindset, you need to get on it right now, because these jobs are not keeping up with inflation, and they're getting less and less and less and less. AI is coming to take these jobs. I've been saying it for years, but nobody really believes it until they see it in front of you. Guys, the job market is so bad right now. You have older people. I just went in the subway. And there's 2 people in there. One gentleman who is in his has to be in his 40s or 50s, and he's working the subway. Back when I was younger, 8, 9, 10 years old, the people that worked at fast food restaurants were never over 25. It's so bad out here that people are older working in retail, older and working in as a waitress, as a hostess. being a bartender. You know, that's always been a young person's game, but you have older people that are using this as an actual career and profession, working in fast food, trying to make a living because they can't find a job, and excuse me, they can't find a job, so they have to just take the job that they got. I remember one of my nieces, she's in high school, and she went out for an interview for Long John Silver's to work over the summer. She said she got over there and there's multiple people over there applying for the same job. That wasn't the case 20 years ago. We're going in the wrong direction as a society. But back to the basis of this video. This is probably gonna be a little bit longer video for you guys today, giving you guys a treat. When you get into a business, you know, they'll give you the illusion that you'll be promoted quickly and that you'll get great benefits and that your opinion matters and your ideas are good ideas, and they won't, and you'll benefit from them. Oftentimes they're all lies. They'll say, hey, we need to fix this and this and this, and they'll say to you, yes, we'll try to fix that, but oftentimes it's just a lie. There's no incentive for them to fix it. Maybe they don't have the money, maybe they don't care. Maybe they don't care. And there's always those bosses who, it varies. You either have the don't care boss who don't really give a shit. He's not really gonna help you, but he's gonna do just enough to make you feel like he is. Then you got the tyrannical boss who's, you know, he likes pushing people and he gets a kick out of using people as pawns. Supervisors or managers with that personality get a kick out of using people and pushing them to their limits for no, you know, purpose. They're just micromanaging and always have to assert their dominance. And then, you know, the balanced supervisors, the balanced managers is hard to find. But climbing the corporate ladder is just a lie they sold to you, so you would stay in the same position. And you know, it's kind of like the penny push method or pull method. They'll give you a little bit and think you'll, and say that, hey, you know, you're making progress, hey, you're doing well. And, well, shit, if I'm doing well and making progress and contributing to the company 3-4 years in a row, where's my promotion? Where's my more benefits? Where's my bonus? Where is my... Then you begin to notice that the business only cares about the business. It's trying to pay you as little as possible because they're trying to maximize profits. So in the corporate setting, people will take your ideas, people will take your words, and they'll set you up and try to get you fired so they can take your role if you're in a high role. And it's always a snake in the grass in these settings. So whenever you're at work in business, keep it work. These people aren't your friends. These people aren't your best friends. People can be friendly. The best businesses historically have a family dynamic, have a family feel to them. Why? Because if you actually like the person and respect the person, you're going to do whatever they want you to do, whatever you want them to do. You see this in relationships. I keep saying it, guys. Everybody's lying and cheating in relationships. Marriage, people get married, people get rings, and they still cheat on each other. That marriage, that ceremony means very little to these people. They don't care. People are in relationships cheating openly. I wouldn't say openly, but they're cheating. This is why it's important to, especially if you guys have been bartenders, bouncers, or medical physicians, lawyers, These are harsh reality that jobs about human nature that you see on a consistent basis. So everybody's trying to bait and switch. This is why you have to wait people out on the representative. When you guys, it's so funny to me, people like, whoa, I knew it for love at first sight. Unless you're in high school and you have a community. But if you just met a stranger off of a dating app, or you just met somebody in general in this current culture, this current society, if you say anything like that, you're an idiot in my eyes. Love at first sight, really. So here's what's going to happen. You're going to ignore all the red flags that she has. She's going to be nice, pretend to be nice until she gets into the relationship, or even until she gets into the marriage, and then she's going to bait and switch you. She's going to show you who she actually is. She's going to show you that she really was just doing that so she could secure her own security, secure the relationship. Now she's in a relationship. Now she can talk to her friends and get her mother off her back for being single and being fast out here in these streets. Or she's married now, and now she don't have to worry about her auntie or her friend saying, hey, why aren't you married? And all of them are married. The social pressure is off. The competition anxiety is over. Another reason why women act good and more, or a little bit better, is because they know you have other women whenever you guys are just meeting. Competition anxiety is actually needed. They'll say they don't need it, or they say it's unnecessary, but women say a lot of things and they don't mean it, or they just don't know. It's hard to trust anything a woman says once you fully get to know them and filter through their lies and filter through. It's why we were such led astray to believe that you should ask a woman on how to date a woman. It makes zero sense. Her advice never works. Women don't even know themselves. So how the hell why would you even ask a woman for dating advice? It's the stupidest shit ever. Plus it's transactional, and if you guys don't believe me, if you guys don't believe relationships and marriages are transactional, I want you to do this one thing. I want you to quit your job. I want you to sell your car. And I want you to go homeless. And then you'll find out what you're looking for. All right. Last thing that I'm noticing, this human experience about all the lying and cheating areas of where it is in life. It's in your family as well. This is where most of the resentment is. This is where most of the fight is. Now, granted, some families are better than other ones when it comes to giving the image that they're better and lower than they actually are. This is actually where most people fight at. This is where people are most divided at. And it's disgusting to me because they say blood is thicker than water, but there's no incentive for blood to stay together. Absolutely none. It's funny to me because they won't give their family a ride or any money, or maybe you do, and that family member takes advantage of you because you're the good person. That dynamic never ends, guys. It goes with family, friends, and strangers. Good will get used if you're not around good people, other good people. So this is the most disgusting thing to me about the family thing. You'll have people that you're actually related to that won't listen to anything that you have to say, any advice, any mentorship, anything, period. But they'll go follow a stranger online that they watch on a camera screen each and every day. They've never met in real life. Now, granted, if your actual family is broken and you're around a lot of toxic family members, and you're like the one or two of y'all like the only intelligent ones to see it and get away from it, then yeah, you might only have good content creators or intelligent conversations or realizations through the internet. There's a lot of good channels that are for that, but family is supposed to be where that's your safe haven. That's your, if nobody else likes you, your family likes you. But the social pressure and the social shame and the social isolation, being the black sheep of the family, that dynamic never leaves. It always is in a group setting, no matter if it's a business, family, friends, just a regular, everyday thing. It never ends. So that's my video. Hopefully you guys, this was a venting session for me, to get some of this off my head and get some of this pressure off my brain. But hopefully you guys can relate to it. Hopefully you guys can. This video was a video saying, hey, you're not the crazy one. Hey, bro, you're not the only one that thinks like this. There's multiple people out here that think like this. So that's my video, man. I appreciate you guys watching to the end. Hopefully you guys got some insights, some value out of this. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share the video, like the video. If you guys want to support the channel, all the ways you can are in the description below. If you guys want to hit the super chat, the super sticker, I appreciate it. All those will be acknowledged on the next video. Thank you. See you in the next one. Peace.